What's up, humans? Welcome to a new episode of Psicoactivo. It's been quite the week. I didn't think I was going to be capable of doing what I did. I wanted to try it, certainly, because if I want this channel to grow as I want it to grow, I think I need to make efforts like the one I did last week. There's been a lot of varied types of responses to what I've been doing. Let's begin with people who seem to think that I'm doing something wrong by covering this topic, the Nazca Desiccated Beings. First of all, if you already came up with your own conclusions on the case based on the debunking videos that were done in 2017, 2018, the llama skull hypothesis, good on you. I respect whatever you think. I want to come up with my own conclusions. And if by the end of what I investigate in my own way, and in my time, if the bodies turn out to be fake, as a lot of you have stated repeatedly, then I will accept it, obviously. Honestly, I really don't mind what happens in the end, but I can still tell you that the evidence that I've seen so far and the people that I spoke to over the last week tell me that there is something here. And it needs to be investigated properly. And I think I would be doing a disservice to myself if I didn't try to investigate every aspect of this. So that's the reason I am ignoring people who come at me, try to demean me, try to question my integrity. There's one specific person that I initially thought this person was a natural skeptic, because this person believes in UFOs and is one of the most vocal people on UFO Twitter about the phenomenon and supporting it and supporting the UAPDA and all that, you know. And I initially thought this person was worth asking for their opinion, and I realized this person is bad faith. It's a bad faith actor. They are. I know that we're really divided right now, especially America, due to the election that is coming. What happened last Saturday was very, very nerve-wracking. I think it will have a profound effect on Americans. This is from a perspective of a Mexican man who is in no way related to the American politics. I don't have a leaning towards the left or the right. I know what my parents taught me, what is right and what is wrong, and those are the morals I live by. And I have noticed that on both sides, extremes have emerged, and it's been really noticeable. It's been really evident. There's people on the left who will go to extreme measures to avoid for the right to take power again. And there's always that extreme right point of view that is racist, that is homophobic, that is transphobic, you know. And I think this is something that has been happening in America for a while. All of this discrimination became easier to do after 2016. Whatever the reason, I'm sure you guys can come up with it, but it's pretty evident. And I think that both the right and the left are so extreme in this that both are committing some heinous mistakes that I don't think they have a place. This vitriol and this division, it doesn't have a place in the UFO community, in the UFO topic. But Americans don't seem to give a shit. They are mixing one topic with the other, and they're creating more division. At this point, I don't even know if social media has been infiltrated by either intelligence communities or whatever. It doesn't really matter, you know? I think that there's both things happening. There has to be people from the intelligence community infiltrated and causing havoc, and there has to be just people that don't really like each other and want to see each other dead or in jail, and they slander each other and they dox each other and they do all kinds of shit. And the way I see this is that this person that was questioning me and whatever I'm trying to do with this case, this person is a Democrat. He's from the left. And I can tell that these people, the ones that are more deranged, because they would go to an extreme lengths to just blame people of shit they never did. This person immediately asked me in public if what I thought about Jaime Maussan and Martina Chirica taking archaeological artifacts from Peru illegally, and how did I feel about them potentially stealing Peruvian culture and history. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to report on the case. I was disappointed that Mr. Achirica wasn't 100% frontal when I asked him about the legality of how the bodies arrived. I have been very clear about that. I tried to ask him in other ways that weren't so confrontational because these people don't understand. I mean, people who do interviews for a living, we need to keep the guest as comfortable as possible, regardless of how we feel about the guest. It doesn't matter if we disagree with the guest or not. It only matters that they're the guest and we have to remain as respectful as possible. We can ask tough questions and they will either say no comment or they will answer. But the way I see it is that I need to find for the most inventive ways of asking a question that seems like it's even polite, but it's a tough question, and there are ways to do that. That's why I became a communicologist. That's why I studied my major, because they teach you how to communicate something. And the fact that these people that are part of this inner war within UFO Twitter and the UFO community don't get that. It's laughable to me. It's not that I'm trying to get approval from any of them. I really don't care. I just don't like it when they're disruptive and they have a mean-spirited approach when they ask questions. You can tell when they do that. It's very evident. So I wanted to clarify that, and I also wanted to just let you guys know that the past 4 interviews that I made were very informative to me. And I get that some of you will question the people that I interviewed. I don't know what else I can tell you other than these people are public, especially Dr. Piotti. I asked my father about Dr. Piotti because my father has patents and he's been part of forensic medicine for 25 years in Mexico. Although he's a plastic surgeon, he was the boss at forensic medicine in one of the biggest hospitals in the country. And I asked him about Dr. Piotti, and he was like, yeah, of course I know who he is. Dr. Piotti has many books he's written. He hasn't made a dime from them because the books that he writes are so important to Argentinian medicine history that they go directly to universities and he gives it to them. That's the kind of person Dr. Piotti is. And the fact that people are questioning his credentials and his history and his prestige, I found that really insulting, to be honest with you. So I have to talk about this because I know what Dr. Piotti said is potentially paradigm shifting. He's talking about these specimens being us or a version of us from far away in the future. That makes no sense. The first time I heard that, I was like, what? What does he mean? And he tried to explain it, and I think he did a very good job. But still, there's always going to be people who question whatever doesn't fit their narrative. I learned that this week. I can now tell, and I realize that trying to talk to people who already have their minds made up is useless. Trying to be like a bridge between skeptics and the people who are trying to do this, when the skeptics already have an idea that these people are hoaxers or grifters or whatever the fuck they're trying to push forward, is impossible. I tried. And yeah, man, like, you can think whatever you want. I already gave you all the credentials that these people have. You can ask me. If you do it respectfully, I will gladly give you everything I have on them so you can see for yourself what credentials they have. But at this point, I already realized that there's part of the UFO community who believe in UFOs and are pushing for this narrative for the UFO disclosure that are against the mummies. I don't know why. Don't ask me. There's plenty of evidence that suggests that these bodies need to be investigated, whatever they are. And I get that what Dr. Piotti told me and what he thinks is happening with these bodies. I know that it's hard to digest. I get it. But I think that we need to stop fighting each other over evidence that is very hard to dismiss. And I think that these people from the UFO community who believe UFOs but are against the mummies, I believe that they may have, because I've seen some evidence. Mr. Joyce Mantilla released a very interesting video today where he uncovers their connections to the Ministry of Culture of Peru. Someone who was trying to study these honestly. That's what we thought. And then we realized that this person had been trying to contact Mr. Flavio Estrada from the Ministry of Culture in Peru. And that only tells us one thing. This person already made contact with the people who had been misinforming and disinforming the Peruvian people in the world about this case purposefully. And we don't know what their intentions are. We don't know if they were actually, if they responded to their messages or if they have been in contact since and haven't stopped. We have no idea what's going on. All we know is that I am going to try to keep doing what I'm doing, which means that I want to get to research, study people who are researchers firsthand, interview them, talk to them about this, and let them present their information fairly. And I'm not going to stop doing that. Even if I'm told by anybody that the mummies are a dead end, I am going to be the one who decides that when I feel satisfied with the evidence. I'm not telling you that I believe the mummies are real. I don't know yet. All I'm telling you is that as a media analyst myself, who I was trained as a media analyst in college, I can see that there's tampering with evidence. I can see that there are multiple efforts from the outside that are trying to obfuscate this case. That is clear. I don't know what their intentions are. I don't know who it is that is doing this. I can see that they're pulling strings from behind the scenes, and I don't like it. And I have to keep pushing forward. And that's the way I'm doing it, is by speaking to the people who are directly involved with the bodies. So if this channel gets a little bit mobby heavy over the next month or so, I apologize in advance. I am gonna try to do videos about other stuff related to the phenomenon, because honestly, my forte is consciousness and human potential, and that's what I want to keep doing. But right now it is more important to cover this because stuff is happening behind the scenes and we have to keep you guys updated. So I just wanted to give you guys like a little rundown of what has happened over the last couple of weeks. A lot more is happening. I can tell you guys that there is an effort trying to get like a proper scientific investigation group that has background checks, so we can see where their allegiances lie, see if they're really open-minded or if they're skeptical for any reason. And we're gonna try to bring these people as close as we can to the both institutions that have bodies. I am not allowed to tell you more for now. All I can tell you is that we're doing our best effort to make that happen. Potentially, if we can get funding, we are going to get funding, but just for the universities and just for the institutions that are over there. And it's going to be completely transparent and everything. We are still working out how that's going to be like, but we're trying to curate the team, because we can't have any more leaks or any more going behind people's back, and we can't have any more of that. It's very important to try to stay transparent about this. If people who are in the scientific community want to get on this, I urge you, please show your face. Do it transparently. There's been so much happening already from people who don't want to show their faces, but they want their hands on the topic. I don't think that's fair, man. It's like already like 50 scientists whose names are already out there. They're already risking their careers. It needs to be a fair game. So I warn you, if you want to get on this case, you need to go public. You can't do it behind the scenes. That will only create more confusion and more distrust. Capiche? Okay, so that's my video for today. I want to thank everybody who's been supporting the channel, either through comments or donations. We really appreciate the donations, because right now the channel is still growing. It's the only way that we can keep moving forward. So I appreciate every single one of you for every help you make, either it's commenting or liking or giving us tips. Everything helps. But if you want to support the channel with donations, I'm going to leave you a couple of links down there. You can also give us some super stickers here on YouTube. Anything is welcome and appreciated. Thank you guys for the support, and let's keep moving forward, okay? We can't give up now. It's getting even more interesting, so thank you guys. Have a good one. Until next time.